Hello and welcome to another Hidden Gem screencast. My name is Arden Thomas. I'm the FontCompare Smalltalk Product Manager. The purpose of the Hidden Gem screencast is to make developers aware of useful abilities of the product that may not be obvious. Hopefully you know about them, but if you don't, I think you'll find it very valuable. Today's screencast is about fonts for developers. Developers often enjoy setting up their development environment specifically for their tastes. Fonts are an easy change to make to customize your environment. So one of the first questions is, where can I change the coding font? Well, that's pretty easy, and you probably know it already. Go to the settings icon here, click on it, click on editor, and here you have a list of the families and the default font size. So let me give you an example. I can change to one of my favorites, which is Bookerly, which is the Amazon Kindle font that is made for readability. I'm going to apply that, and I'll immediately see my changes right down here in my source code editor. And I'm noticing that's a little smaller than I'd like it with my particular resolution and setup, so I can easily come down here and bump that, just like so. Notice that also changes the font size in my workspace and in my launcher. Next question you may have is, how can I compare fonts? Well, I put together, it's still in development, a tool here called the Font Code Comparison tool. And it allows you to filter the fonts, select one, and see what it looks like in a code editor. So for example, if I choose the top one right here, I can see it immediately below. Now the San Francisco display font is a I believe it's the default, or was the default on Mac OS X. Another very good font. By the way, fonts in general in Smalltalk is almost always used variable fonts, with variable spacing. Now, a lot of other code editors will use monospace for the ability to line characters up. Since they all have the same size, it makes it much easier to line them up in columns and such. You generally don't have that issue in Smalltalk, so I recommend for readability and space conservation, a variable font is typically best. What's another good font? Well, I showed you the default you saw was a Verdana, which is a very good font, and I recommend you take a look at it. Recently, I've checked out, I've installed on my system the Google No2 fonts, which are an open source set of fonts meant for broad international usage. And one I've been using recently is the No2 Serif Georgian, which I enjoy very much. So if you have interest in this application, let me know. It still has a few rough edges, but it lets you set up and compare side by side your fonts. And you can also go right through here and change immediately, see what they are. You can, as I showed you, you can filter, etc. So what are some recommended fonts? Well, I've shown you some here already. I like the San Francisco display font. Arial and Verdana are good, very common choices. Some of the No2 fonts seem to be excellent. I also frequently use the Bookerly font, and some of these fonts are on most systems, like most systems, for example, have Arial and Verdana. Others you may need to install on your system, which is not too difficult. So do you have a favorite font or customization? I welcome you to share. Please send your ideas or contributions to athomas@syncom.com. Credit is absolutely given to contributors. And I thank you for watching this screencast, and until next time, enjoy developing in Smalltalk. Thank you.